Day 7. Early in the morning, it is raining and snowing, and the sea is pretty rough, and we are on our way to Maxwell Bay. After eating a big breakfast, we attend 2 lectures. The first one, Orca Whales by Mala.
1 point for the seal on that one. I'll tell you right now. They washed the seal off. It ended up in the water. It hopped back up on the ice floe, clawed its way back up. After several attempts, those 2 killer whales left. And left the seal there, probably with a very high heart rate. They came up with there, but they were able to monitor them in the wild and get some pretty extensive documentation. So I was pretty excited about that. But I say this not because it's the highest likelihood that we'll see them, but we could. So keep your eyes open, because really the rule of thumb, as you know, is anywhere at any time. And I see there's a few hands, and I recognize definitely that you have questions, and I'm not leaving the ship, as you know.
The second lecture on Ernest Shackleton by Ross. Shackleton is a British explorer, and in 1914 he arrived South Georgia with his crew in the ship Endurance. He died at the age of 48 and was buried in South Georgia. Now we arrive Maxwell Bay, which is at the southern end of King George Island. We are quite far from the shore, and we need a 400 mm lens to see the buildings there. Many countries have research facilities built along the coast. For reasons unknown to us, they have not evacuated our passenger with a heart problem, so we are staying in the area a bit longer. At a far distance, we saw a boat with Chinese character. It is called Xuelong, meaning snow dragon. After lunch, we are supposed to take the Zodiac cruise at King George Island, but the wind is high and the sea is rough, and no way we can do it. So I went to the library in Deck 7 to find a book called Chinese in Antarctica. The Snow Dragon was a cargo ship built by the Ukraine in 1993, and the Chinese upgraded the ship to become a polar research vessel. In 2019, China built the second Snow Dragon as the polar icebreaker. Then we went to the sauna room. And to my surprise, I see a yellow boat. Ultramarine is a new ship, and the crew members have to practice life-saving measures in the ocean. We're happy to see Kwok emphasize on staff training so that passengers feel safe and comfortable to travel. This is where the boat is stored. Let us take a close look on this boat. It is made by Jiangyin Wulong in China, and the capacity is 10 persons.
All of you, madam. All of you there. The second line, yeah?
It's covered.
When we watched sinking of the Titanic 100 years ago, the lifeboat was open and there was no motor. So if it rains or snowing or the wave is high, the passengers will get wet and get very cold. In ultramarine, there are 4 lifeboats, each carry 85 persons. So the total capacity is 340 persons in the lifeboats. With 20 Zodiacs, we have more capacity than we need for passengers and crew members. Jiang In Oolong, they are made in China. This one, the passengers are totally enclosed inside and well protected. And it is motorized to bring them to safety. There are motorized cranes and pulleys to drop the lifeboats to the water fast. Before you enter the lifeboat, you need to wear the life jacket and to bring the personal survival kit with you. This kind of whistle has been used 100 years ago. And there is 1 pound of biscuits in case you are hungry. But there is no fishing equipment in case you need more food. There is a small folding knife. I suppose you can have penguin steaks like the earlier explorers did. If you want a drink, you should be able to find it. Wake up! Before dinner, we have recap and briefing by the helicopter pilot, Steve.
So what happens normally is one person throws up, it's a cascade effect, and before you know it, everybody is at it, and it's a mess. We have to clean it up, myself and John are over there, and Phil, so we thank you for that. Second thank you.
We saw beautiful pictures of people kayaking and paddling. So we joined the paddle excursion team at $300 per person. Tonight, we received 2 bags of supply, including a dry suit, a life jacket, a pair of booties, and gloves. But sadly, due to bad weather, we will never be able to make it through the whole trip.